Hello everyone and welcome back. Today we are discussing Whistler by Patchett, a really thoughtful and heartwarming novel about the small but consequential events in our lives and the myriad ways that love can reveal itself throughout the people that we come across in our lives as well. This follows a reunion. Daphne is a woman in her 50s who one afternoon is spending some time with her much older partner at the Met Museum in London when the pair of them realise they are being followed by another older man who is discreetly keeping an eye on them from the other side of the museum. That man, it turns out, is Eddie, Daphne's former stepfather. For many, many years prior, a very short marriage of 2 or 3 years her mum had in between much longer relationships. It's a very happy reunion. Daphne and Eddie are very happy to be reconciled, even though Eddie is very much older now and they've come together very late in their lives, and their reunion is very much on all the years they missed and getting to know each other. But it also gives them an opportunity to reflect, and it is this reflection that really brings out what Anne is exploring about these small but consequential events that happen in our lives that shape our futures. When you go into a room, when you don't, when you go to a party and you don't, or in this particular incident, a car accident. So when Daphne was 9, Eddie was driving her home from a hospital, and the two of them are involved in a car accident. Whistler, the title of the book, is the tale that Eddie tells about a horse, is the tale that Eddie tells Daphne to keep her calm while they wait to be rescued. And it is this car accident that it turns out unraveled both Daphne's parents' marriage, but also gave her a lot of courage and bravery that she carried later throughout her years. Also reflects on the impact it had on her mother and her sister at the time. So it's taking this one event from so many years before and following it with all its repercussions as it rippled out, affecting all these other lives. This is a very happy book, I would say. Has been criticized as being, from some others, by being overly saccharine. I think that's a bit harsh. There's enough loss in this book to mitigate that. Obviously the reunion is very late for Daphne and Eddie. Eddie's very much at a later stage in his life, and there's also some reflections for Daphne's mother, where she ended up, the marriage that followed Eddie, was it right for her? Eddie himself is in love with another person who is betrothed to another. Is the complexities and the accommodations that we make to keep our lives where we want them to be, the decisions that we make, and the way that love has different forms. Daphne herself is in an unorthodox relationship with a much older man, and so on. So this isn't about it being perfect cake with all, perfect icing and candles, etc. This is about the accommodations in life and these events that happen throughout our lives that get these forks in the road that take us in directions that perhaps we wouldn't have gone otherwise. I think it is lovely. I think it is really nicely written, and Patchett is a very skilled writer. There's no great revelation here. There are some surprises, and of course it's that which gives this book this lovely narrative drive. And the structure of the book is very much the present, with Daphne and Eddie and the people around them coming back and reconsidering their lives with these reflections, with these flashbacks to this car accident that happened all these years ago. I think this is a lovely book, but it's very much for someone who wants to read something that makes them feel warm inside, that life is complex, but it's okay. We're all doing the best that we can, and the decisions that we make, they can be repaired, and that there is a way that love endures. And I think there is space for that kind of message in books. They don't all have to be agonizing, and Whistler is not an agonizing book. I very much enjoyed this, and it's very much, if you would like a book just to settle down with, so beautifully written, easy to read, but that one that makes you feel, yeah, warm inside. I think it's lovely. Whistler by Patchett.